about that. So my question was, what could I save out of that wreck? You see, I really want to be wrecked. And the chicken was taken, it's proven it was taken with the public, and all I had to do was stay with it and get it going.
He was a man who had nothing, but at 65, with just $105 in his pocket, he undertook a journey that would change everything. Harland Sanders, the man behind the iconic Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, was born on September 9, 1890, in the small town of Henryville, Indiana. Life dealt him a tough hand early on, when his father passed away when Sanders was just 6 years old. This left young Harland with the responsibility of cooking for his siblings while his mother worked long hours to support the family. It was during these early years that Sanders developed his passion for cooking, a skill that would later become the foundation of his fast food empire. Despite his natural talent in the kitchen, Sanders struggled academically. He dropped out of school in the 7th grade and left home to work as a farmhand. It was a difficult decision, but one that he felt necessary to help support his family. Little did he know that this early experience with cooking and hard work would lay the groundwork for a global business that would change the face of the fast food industry. Sanders' early career was marked by a series of ups and downs. He worked at a variety of odd jobs, from farmhand to railroad worker, insurance salesman to tire salesman. He even ran a service station in Corbin, Kentucky. But despite his best efforts, success seemed to elude him at every turn. Sanders faced numerous setbacks and failures throughout his early career. He was fired from multiple jobs. In 1920, he started a ferry boat company, but the venture failed when a bridge was built nearby, rendering his services unnecessary. Undeterred, he tried his hand at a lamp manufacturing company. But that business also went under as electricity reached rural America.
I had done so many things in life, it had played out. Looks like the ferry boat business went out of business when they built a bridge across the river. And my lighting plant business, selling gas lights, when Delco come in, or they had electric lights for the farmer, I couldn't sell mine. So things just went bad for me all the way along, but I always grabbed up something that I thought was useful and good.
It seemed as though everything Sanders touched turned to dust, but he refused to give up. As he later wrote in his autobiography, "I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can and do it the best you can. It's the only way you ever get that feeling of accomplishing something." In 1930, at the age of 40, Sanders took over a Shell service station in Corbin, Kentucky. It was here that he began serving food to hungry travelers, and it was here that he would develop a secret recipe that would make him famous. Sanders spent years perfecting his fried chicken recipe, experimenting with various combinations of ingredients and cooking methods. He eventually settled on a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices that created a flavor unlike anything else on the market. He also pioneered a new method of frying chicken in a pressure fryer, which significantly reduced cooking time while producing a deliciously crispy exterior and a moist, flavorful interior. As word of Sanders' delicious chicken spread, his service station became much more than just a place to fill up on gas. It became a destination for anyone craving a hearty, home-cooked meal. People would drive for miles just to taste his unique fried chicken recipe.
I was working for a living. I operated a restaurant for about 25 years.
Yes.
Trying to serve the best food that I could serve to the public. That's where I developed my chicken recipe, that I wanted to have the best chicken in my restaurant than any competitor had. So I was on the highway where they go to Florida or to the Smoky Mountains, and as they went down to there, I wanted to get them as they come back. And you'd find out surprising how long they forgot all about the price of the food before they forgot the quality. They come back again for that good food.
With his secret recipe perfected, Sanders' chicken quickly became the talk of the town. He expanded his service station to include a full-fledged restaurant that could seat 142 hungry diners. People would travel from far and wide to Corbin, Kentucky just to get a taste of the Colonel's famous fried chicken. Sanders' culinary skills didn't go unnoticed. In 1935, Governor Ruby Laffin recognized Sanders' contributions to Kentucky cuisine by bestowing upon him the honorary title of Kentucky Colonel. It was a proud moment for Sanders, and one that would become synonymous with his brand. In 1939, Sanders gained national attention when his restaurant was praised by food critic Duncan Hines in his influential travel guide, Adventures in Good Eating. Hines wrote, a very good place to stop en route to Cumberland Falls and the Great Smokies. Continuous 24-hour service, sizzling steaks, fried chicken, country ham, hot biscuits. For a small-town restaurant, this was a significant honor and a sign of bigger things to come. However, Sanders' path to success was not without its obstacles. In November 1939, Sanders' original restaurant and motel were destroyed by a fire. Undeterred by this setback, Sanders rebuilt the restaurant, this time with a seating capacity of 140 guests. During World War II, Sanders faced another challenge when he was forced to close his Asheville motel due to gas rationing. Then, in the 1950s, the construction of a new interstate highway diverted traffic away from Sanders' original restaurant in Corbin, leading to a significant decline in business. Faced with mounting financial pressure, Sanders made the difficult decision to close the restaurant. At the age of 65, Sanders found himself in a precarious financial situation. His savings were nearly depleted, and his only source of income was a $105 monthly Social Security check. For most people, this would have been the end of the road, but for Sanders, it was just the beginning of a new chapter.
I started franchising when I was 66 years old. It's the same company that I sold for $2 million, sold for $240 million yesterday. I didn't get any of that.
With barely enough money to make ends meet, Sanders made a bold decision. He packed up his car with a pressure cooker and his secret blend of herbs and spices and hit the road, determined to franchise his fried chicken recipe to restaurants across the country. Sanders drove from town to town, sleeping in his car and cooking his famous chicken for restaurant owners. He would offer to franchise his recipe for a nickel or 5 cents per chicken sold. Many restaurateurs turned him down, but Sanders persevered. He was reportedly rejected 1,009 times before finding his first franchisee. His persistence paid off in 1952 when Pete Harmon, a restaurant owner in Salt Lake City, Utah, agreed to partner with Sanders and sell his Kentucky Fried Chicken. Harmon's restaurant sales tripled in the first year of selling Sanders' chicken, with 75% of the increase coming from fried chicken sales alone. Word of Sanders' delicious chicken spread, and more franchisees came on board. By the mid-1960s, Kentucky Fried Chicken had grown to over 600 franchised outlets across the United States and internationally. Sanders' perseverance and belief in his product had paid off. At the age of 73, he had built a multi-million-dollar chicken franchise.
You know, we kind of got away from that too. By selling out to 2 different corporations since I sold. I sold to one couple of fellows as a partnership. They kept it 7.5 years. I got $2 million for it when I sold out 7.5 years before that. I got $2 million for it.
In 1964, at the age of 74, Sanders made a life-changing decision. He sold the Kentucky Fried Chicken Corporation for $2 million to a group of investors led by John Y. Brown Jr. and Jack Massey. The sale included the company's U.S. operations and the rights to the Kentucky Fried Chicken brand and secret recipe.
Don't you believe in retirement?
No. Not a bit in the world. When the Lord put old Father Adam here, he never told him to quit at 65, did he?
That's right.
He worked for 10 years.
But Sanders wasn't ready to retire. He remained involved with the company as a brand ambassador and symbol, traveling the country, making surprise visits to KFC restaurants and appearing in TV commercials. His face and his famous white suit became inseparable from the KFC brand. Despite the sale of the company, Sanders remained passionate about the quality of his chicken. He was known to speak his mind when he felt that the standards he had set were not being met. On one occasion, he referred to the gravy being served at some locations as goddamned slop and the mashed potatoes as wallpaper paste. Colonel Harland Sanders passed away on December 16, 1980, at the age of 90, from pneumonia, but his legacy and impact on the fast food industry live on. KFC has grown into one of the largest fast food chains in the world, with nearly 29,000 locations across 147 countries as of 2024. His secret recipe and entrepreneurial spirit revolutionized the fast food landscape. Today, KFC serves over 12 million customers each day around the world. They still proudly feature Colonel Sanders' image in their branding and marketing. Colonel Sanders' success proves that it's never too late to chase your dreams. He didn't achieve lasting success until he was in his 60s, but his hard work and belief in himself and his product eventually paid off. His story serves as a reminder that age is no barrier to achievement. Sanders himself once said, "One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better." If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to The Wealth Investor.